Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a collection update review for you. This is my collection of Sideshow Collectibles G.I. Joe figures. They made 30 in total, and I have 26 of them. The 4 that I don't have are different versions of characters like Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, and 2 other versions of Cobra Commander, which I didn't really feel like I needed. So those are the 4 I'm missing, but I have the other 26, and I also have most of the environment pieces that Sideshow made for them. Once again, I am missing 3 of those, but I have the other 4 in my collection. But I thought it'd be really fun to show you guys my collection of these G.I. Joe figures. They're really awesome. Honestly, if you're really into G.I. Joe, Sideshow did a great job with these figures, and I think these are the best on the market that you can get. So highly recommend getting these. They're super fun to collect. I collected them for the past year and a half, and I've had a blast doing that. And I love them so much that I went out and got this glass display case for them to put in my office. So yeah, let's get started here, guys. Here's all of them on display. And I'm just going to start on the top shelf. Alright, so I've got Cobra Commander up top here, surrounded by his guards and his henchmen. And if you have Cobra Commander, you absolutely have to get this throne for him. This looks absolutely magnificent on display. Definitely, I think, my favorite environment piece that Sideshow made for their G.I. Joe lineup. And Cobra Commander as well, I think this is my favorite version of him. I love his helmet and his staff, the uniform. It's just classic Cobra Commander. Definitely one of my favorite characters from G.I. Joe. I really love just how he looks. And there's a better look at that throne for him. Alright, on the right of him, I've got Destro and Baroness together. 2 of his top henchmen. And these are great figures. Baroness especially is really cool. She's very hard to get a hold of, pretty expensive. Alright, and behind these 2 I've got one of Cobra's guards. Just a basic Cobra soldier there in the back. Really cool. Alright, and then on the left here, I've got the Crimson Guard. Now, at some point, I would like to get a second Crimson Guard and have him on the other side of the throne. That would look awesome. But that is another favorite figure of mine. He's really cool. And then over here, we've got Zartan. Now, this isn't a figure that I really wanted that badly, but I have to say, I really like this figure. They did a good job. He's very detailed and intimidating looking. So, that's a cool figure. And then behind these 2, I've got the another Cobra officer there next to the throne. Alright, so that's the top shelf. Let's move on to the next shelf here. Alright, so on the left, on this environment piece here, I've got Firefly and Viper. Now, Viper was the first one that I got last year, and to this day he remains my favorite of the bunch. There's something about this figure that is just so awesome looking. The helmet, the goggles, his weapons, just everything about Viper is just so cool. So definitely my favorite of the lineup. Firefly is another favorite. He's up there. Yeah, how could you not like Firefly? This is such a great G.I. Joe character. I've got him working on this bomb here. That's also part of this environment set. Highly recommend this environment set if you can get it. It's really cool. Looks great on display. Alright, and then over here, kneeling down, I've got the Cobra Sniper figure. I thought he fit in pretty well with this environment set. So there he is crouching. That's a cool figure. Alright, and then we've got some G.I. Joe characters here. We've got Duke and Rock and Roll fighting off the Cobra forces together. And these are great figures. Duke is a little bit outdated, especially his head sculpt, but he still looks really great, and I love all of his gear. And then Rock and Roll is a great figure. Super detailed. Really love him. Alright, so that's the second row. Let's move down to the third now. And this is my G.I. Joe Command Center. I've got the Command Center environment set. That's a really cool environment piece. And of course, standing on it, we've got General Hawk. Another great G.I. Joe figure here. Love his bomber jacket. And the head sculpt's really nice as well. Great figure. And to the right of him, in the back, we've got Flint. Now, once again, that is an older figure that Sideshow made, so his head sculpt is definitely outdated. That's my complaint with him. But other than that, it's a great figure. I love his shotgun, and especially the shotgun shells. Alright, we've got Beachhead. This is a highly sought after figure, and definitely one of my favorites for obvious reasons. Beachhead is just a classic character. I love his mask, his weapon, all of his weapons. I love the crossbow on his back. That's such a great figure made by Sideshow. Also highly sought after. Alright, and then on the left, this is probably my second favorite figure. This is First Lieutenant Falcon. And there's something about this figure that just is so well made. He was one of the later ones, so the detail, especially on the head sculpt and the forearms, you can see just really great detailing. I love his uniform, that green beret. It's just a great G.I. Joe figure. So that's Falcon, and then behind him is another great figure. This is Sergeant Stalker. I love his pose with his pistol and his kukri knife. Great uniform. Alright, so moving on to the next shelf, we've got all of my Ninja. Now I really want to get the Ninja Temple for these guys. The problem is it's so expensive. Usually it's going for like $800 to $1,000 on eBay. And also it's huge. I'm not really sure where I would put it. But at some point I really want to get it for my Ninja. But in the meantime, I've got them all side by side here. So starting on the left is the green Viper Ninja. That was the last one I got. And he's really cool. We've got Snake Eyes. And like I said earlier, there are two versions of Snake Eyes. There's an older one that I think looks terrible, in my honest opinion. And then there's the Commando version of Snake Eyes, which is really cool. He does come with a wolf, but I honestly hate the wolf because of all the articulation is really terrible, so I left that in the box. And then here's the version of Storm Shadow that I have. Once again, there's an older version that, in my opinion, kind of looks like crap. So I really love this version of him. Especially his katanas are really beautiful, and I love his mask with the hood. Alright, here's the Red Ninja. A great figure. Tons of weapons. Love. I like the color red a lot, so I mean this one really stands out to me. Alright, and then we got Black Dragon. This is a favorite of mine. I love Black Dragon Ninja. It's not the exclusive version. At some point I might get the exclusive, which comes with an even better head sculpt. But in the meantime, I've got this one and he looks really awesome. So, alright, so those are my Ninja. And last but not least, on the bottom shelf here, I've got this Desert Outpost environment set. It's a really great environment set. Highly recommend it if you can find it. It's pretty rare. But I've got Dusty and the Desert Cobra troops here on display. So here's Dusty. A great figure. And there's his trusty companion. Alright, and then here are the two Desert Cobra troopers. One's a sniper, the other is the officer. Great figures as well. And then I went ahead and brought Major Blood down here. I thought, like, I figured he kind of matched this environment with his brown uniform. So he's picking up a Cobra missile to bring back to Cobra Commander. They're working out a deal right there. Alright guys, so those are all of my Sideshow Collectibles G.I. Joe figures on display. These are really awesome figures, like I said. Highly recommend getting them. I really wish Sideshow would make more. There's so many more characters from G.I. Joe that they could make, but all these figures are like a decade old now, so chances of that are pretty slim. But I'm glad that they gave us at least all of these figures and some gorgeous environment sets to go with them. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this collection review of mine. It's always fun doing these, and this is definitely one of my favorite collections. So hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much guys for watching, and as always, I will see you next time.